Alright, so this is take two. We'll see if this is any better. So my name is Jessica Linville. I am from Argonne National Lab, and I am representing the Ready Water Pretreatment System, creating water ready for use in cooling towers. So freshwater stress and scarcity is becoming an emerging issue in the United States, especially in the southwestern part of the United States, who is suffering from extreme and lasting drought. What we are focusing on is the large number of cooling towers in the U.S. There's roughly 500,000 cooling towers using 5 trillion gallons of fresh water per year. And our goal is to reduce the amount of freshwater use in cooling towers. We believe that this can be achieved in 2 different ways. The first one is by increasing the cycles of concentration through improved water quality. So in the cooling tower, you cycle the water through until you increase the dissolved solids to a point that the cooling tower can no longer stand it, and the water has to be wasted through blowdown. By improving the water quality, we can increase these numbers of cycles. Another alternative is to use other sources of water, such as reclaimed water, brackish, or processed water, which has inherently higher concentrations of total dissolved solids, making them tricky to use in the cooling tower system. Traditional chemical treatment systems that are the incumbent can achieve these 2 savings. However, we believe that the Ready Water system can. The Ready Water system utilizes electricity to minimize the scaling, fouling, and corrosion in the cooling tower makeup water stream. It does this, what this system allows in is to reduce makeup water use by up to 30%, reduce chemical use by up to 40%, and reduce operating costs by 30% as well. We believe that the Ready Water system will be installed upstream of the cooling tower here, which will treat the makeup water stream and allow for these benefits. Our go-to-market strategy is partnering with the water treatment service companies. As I said previously, we are a water treatment OEM, original equipment manufacturer, making the Ready Water unit, and that our customers are the cooling tower owners and operators. By partnering with these water treatment service company, it has a number of benefits. Currently, the water treatment service companies Currently, the cooling tower owner operators specifies the water quality and load of the cooling tower, and the water treatment service company manages cooling tower treatment system. What we would do is design the Ready Water unit per specifications and supply the equipment as well as the replacement membranes. We would earn money through a licensing fee and service contract from the cooling tower owner operator through the water treatment service company, which is where we get our payments. So this has a number of benefits. Partners has established customer base and sales channels and sales force, so that would allow us to remain smaller. It increases revenue for the partner through shared service contract, which incentivizes them to install our units as well. And it has less chemical hazards for both the partners and the end users, which is another big benefit. So our company roadmap is right here. Starting in August, we are participating in the SEAL program. The next step would to form NewCo, a new company designed to license this technology. We would form a partnership with an investor. I am slightly in discussions with one now. Hopefully that turns into something. And then the next 2 things would happen in parallel. We would develop a CRADA, which is a cooperative research and development agreement with the investor, NewCo, and Argonne, and start licensing the IP from Argonne as well. Our first task under the CRADA would be to test site water at the lab scale unit at Argonne in order to quickly optimize the system, as we are also then building our proof of concept site. So we have to manufacture, install, and optimize that system. And then once we have done that, we can start prototyping the manufacturer agreements and making sure those operate as well as the lab produced system. Hopefully by 2018, we can start year 1 of our pro forma by partnering with our first water treatment services company and implementing our go-to-market strategy. So the team right now consists of 3 Argonne employees. Myself, who's been the lead on this project since March. I would be leaving Argonne to start the company as CEO. Yuko Lin has developed this technology over the last 10 years, along with Seth Snyder, they would be staying at Argonne and would be partnering with a new company through the CRADA relationship. So our business model improvements from the SEAL program are quite numerous and quite extensive, in my opinion. So originally our market analysis was quite dismal. I had identified 5,000 institutions in the southwest part of the US as our target market, and that equals roughly $21 million over a 10-year market worth. But what I quickly learned is that is our service addressable market. And in order to understand the market worth, I have to take those number of institutions, multiply it by the average number of cooling towers at each institution, and then multiply that by the number of units each cooling tower requires. And that gets us somewhere closer to 75,000 units at a $22.6 billion market worth. And so now our service obtainable market is hopefully 2% of the market in 10 years, which would be about 15,000 units or $500 million. And we think 2% is a very reasonable estimate. We also worked on IP licensing, so I had difficulty understanding the steps for licensing and technology from Argonne, but that's mostly because I am currently working here, and that creates a barrier for them having those discussions with me. We also worked on company finances. I had none of this when I started the SEAL program, and had no idea how to get something that looked like a pro forma. So what we started with is estimating the number of partnerships I thought I could get a year, and then the number of units that each partner would sell. So that's the first line in our table, and then based off of that, we estimated the number of employees we thought we would need. And then we also worked on the economics of the unit, which I'll show you in the next slide, and fully developed a pro forma so that we're making a profit in year 3. And I feel like I understand this and can now defend this, where before I started the SEAL program, I couldn't. So we also worked, as I said, on customer economic analysis, which is a mixture of value-based and cost-plus based. And so we used very conservative numbers because we looked at both drinking water at 8 cycles and reclaimed water at 4 cycles, which is very high, considering, I guess, industry standard. But as I said, we wanted to be conservative. And we compared that to the ready water system with reclaimed water at 20 cycles, and we can save them somewhere between $25,000 to $60,000 a year, which in most cases will give an ROI of less than 3 years, which is acceptable to the institutions that I've talked to. So at this point, we are go. Hopefully by September, I can start the new company and we can move forward with